Spooky season is upon us, and what better way to get into that season than with a ghost tour? The Mount Airy Museum is hosting ghost tours downtown every weekend for the next month. Here to tell us all about it is Matt Edwards joining us live. He is the executive director of the Mount Airy Museum of Regional History. Good morning, Matt. Thanks for being here.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Oh, you're so welcome. So tell us about the origin of these ghost tours. How did it all get started?
Well, I have to give credit for this really to a past board president. It's a program that honestly I was not a big fan of on the front end, but I had a board president about 10 years ago who really wanted to see this program come to fruition and pushed really hard for it. And fortunately, we were able to connect up with Mark Brown, who was the researcher and author on the original stories for this program, and it became a really match made in heaven, I guess, or as a matter of speaking. It has turned out to be one of our most popular public programs with over 10,000 participants since it started.
Oh, wow. My goodness. That's great. So tell us, what can guests experience on this ghost tour? Kind of make it come to life for us.
Well, I think the big thing to point out is that it's not a traditional gory holidays, Halloween holiday kind of tour, and we've not got people who are going to jump out and scare you. This is kind of our way to sneak in local history with some fun stories, and it just so happens that the vast majority of them are completely true. They're things that are based on people's experience. I mean, all the history is true. The ghosts may or may not be. Your challenge is to determine if you think the stories that we've presented are indeed real ghosts, or if it's a figment of yours or somebody else's imagination.
Oh, all right. Well, I mean, you mentioned educational, right, with the history aspect of this. So is this tour kid friendly? What do you say? It's a family friendly event that people can come out and enjoy?
I would say ish.
Okay.
I know that's a vague answer, but because of the nature of the tours, they're generally appropriate for older kids. I think younger kids are not going to be interested or really be able to kind of follow along with the process. But as long as you've got older kids, in that kind of seven and up range, you're probably okay with the tours. It is a walk-in tour though, so it's not a huge walk. It's about 3/10 of a mile spread out over the downtown area. All that is actually handicap accessible. It's all available by wheelchair, but it does require some moving around as part of the process.
Yeah, okay. And then how do people follow along? Is there a guide that kind of walks us through the parts of downtown, or is it something we listen to, headphones?
Yeah, this is basically live theater. You're
Okay.
essentially paying for a live one-man or one-woman theater production. And so we've got a body of about half a dozen guides working with us. Each of those guides has a body of story work that they can work with. Right now, I think we've got about 27 stories that they can choose from, and literally, it's up to the guide to determine which stories they tell based on kind of how they feel about the audience and what's going on with activities around downtown. And so, the great thing about this is you can come back multiple times, and through the diversity of stories and the diversity of guides, never get the same tour twice.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Matt, how can people get signed up? Do you recommend people register beforehand? And then how long will these go on for? A month, right?
Well, these are actually a seasonal program for us. So October is obviously our busiest time of the year, but we run these things from Memorial Day weekend through the middle of November.
Oh, great.
And so there's plenty of opportunity. The tours are every Friday and Saturday night. They depart from the museum at 8 o'clock. It's about an hour and a half. We do encourage folks to pre-register. You can do so online at www.hauntedmayberry.com, or you can call the Mount Airy Museum of Regional History at 336-786-4478, and my wonderful staff can get folks signed up there as well. We do encourage folks, while we do take walk-ups, we got to make sure we have enough guides on hand, particularly during this peak part of the year. We encourage folks to make reservations in advance.
All righty, Matt Edwards, thank you so much for joining us this morning on the Local Vibe. And we have that website on the screen again for folks at home. You can find more info. You can buy your tickets for a ghost tour at hauntedmayberry.com.